Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Fildhea Ayustin Layukan, and I'm from into class 2019. And on this opportunity, I would like to explain a presentation about my research proposal related to developing literacy skill using problem-based learning in teaching reading narrative text through literacy card. Okay, next slide. Background of the research. English is an important language and important to master. There are four skills in English, that is reading, writing, listening, and speaking. And for a student, reading skill is an important skill. And then related to my research proposal, I would like to give the research from narrative text. Narrative text is a type of a text that tells an imaginary or fictional story with the aim of entertaining related to the readers. In teaching reading comprehension, because they are not only engaged with student ability that the teacher should be aware of, but it also about teaching strategy used by the teacher in the classroom. Kurniadi, Regina, and Rezeki, 2020. Based on the phenomenon above, the research wants to reveal the phenomenon of developing literacy skill by using problem-based learning in teaching reading narrative text through literacy card. And for the research question, the first is how the scenario and implementation of the developing literacy skill by using problem-based learning in teaching reading narrative text through literacy card to students, and then how are responses of students and teachers toward learning reading narrative text using literacy card, and what the student difficulties in learning reading narrative text using problem-based learning through literacy card. And for objective of the research, the first is to identify the scenario and implementation of developing literacy skill by using problem-based learning in teaching reading narrative text through literacy card to student. And the second is to investigate responses of students and teachers toward learning reading narrative text using problem-based learning through literacy card. And the last is to identify the student difficulties in learning reading narrative text using problem-based learning through literacy card to students. And for the significance of the research, this is the 3 points benefits if you want to learn through the literacy card. For reading skill, the first is benefit for the teacher. This research can be used for teaching material, of course, and then find effective and interesting methods of teaching by using a literacy card. And for the student, the first is improve student reading skill and improve critical thinking, and they find new words and improve the vocabulary of codes. And the last is for the next learning process. The first is as the reference in reading, and this method can be determined to improve student reading skill. And then definition key terms. The first is reading skill. Reading is very important for students to improve their ability. Reading is needed for learning in the classroom. And the second is narrative text. Narrative text is a type of a text is a that tells an imaginary fictional story with the aim of entertaining related readers. And the last is problem-based learning. What is problem-based learning? Problem-based learning is a student-centered approach in which students learn about the subject by working in groups to solve an open-ended problems. The theoretical foundation, this is the definition of reading, types of reading, and teaching reading. The definition is reading as one of important skills in acquiring a new language function as a way for the learners to get the new information by adding their knowledge. And the types is reading, that is scanning, skimming, and reading modes. And then the teaching reading. Teaching reading is a complex process. The best teachers develop an extensive knowledge base and draw on a repertoire of strategies for working with struggling students. Then research method. In this paper, the research used a descriptive qualitative method. It can answer that when, like what, when, where, when, and how questions. For the subject and location, I think I researched this proposal for a student in the second grade senior high school in Seman Tiga Cimahi. And for the instrument of the research, I put the questionnaires because it is an opportunity for students to convey their perception about reading and how to teach reading. And then for the preparation procedure and implementation procedure. For the preparation procedure, the researchers has already read several journal, book related to reading, and the researcher choose a second grade student of senior high school in Seman Tiga Cimahi. And for the implementation procedure, the researcher will give the time to student for a read narrative text in internet or book or anything, and they would be give the literacy card for write their title page and summary from the text. Then, if they find a difficult word, they can write down on the card behind the card. And then the evaluation procedure analyzes the exam and give the treatment for students. For the data collection technique, I think the questionnaire, the researcher give opportunity for students to give an opinion about their feelings. Students fulfill the questionnaire except students who already interviewed. Uh, this is last from my presentation. Thank you. I'm sorry if I have many mistakes. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.